Imagine walking into a library and finding a book that no one has ever managed to read. The pages are filled with strange drawings, unknown plants, naked figures, and an alphabet that exists nowhere else in the world. That book is real. It's called the Voynich Manuscript, and it remains one of the greatest mysteries in history. The story begins in 1912, when Wilfred Voynich, a Polish book dealer, discovered the manuscript in Italy, bound in calfskin and written by hand on fine vellum. The book immediately stood out. Instead of familiar Latin or Greek, its pages were filled with over 200 folios of mysterious Pliss script that flowed like a real language, but no one could understand it. Carbon dating later confirmed the manuscript was created in the early 1400s, during the late Middle Ages. That means the riddle has been puzzling humanity for over 600 years. It is old, authentic, and yet completely unreadable. When you flip through the manuscript, you notice it isn't just random symbols. It is organized into sections. One part looks like a herbal guide, with drawings of plants, except none of these plants exist in nature. They look almost familiar, yet twisted into impossible forms. Another section shows astronomical diagrams, circles with stars, moons, suns, and what look like zodiac symbols. But the constellations don't match our sky. It's as if the author was mapping a world only they knew. The strangest part may be the biological section. Dozens of pages show women bathing in pools, connected by pipes, tubes, and channels. Were these images meant to represent fertility, medicine, or perhaps something more symbolic? To this day, no one has an answer. Even the text itself refuses to give up its secrets. The writing is consistent, with repeating words and rules, almost like grammar. This suggests it could be a real language. Yet every attempt to decode it has failed. Linguists, cryptographers, and even AI programs have all tried and all failed. During World War II, the manuscript was studied by Allied codebreakers, the same experts who cracked Nazi Enigma codes. If anyone could solve it, surely they could. But after months of effort, they gave up. The manuscript remained impenetrable. This failure only fueled wild theories. Some believe the manuscript is a hoaxer, meaningless text designed to trick a wealthy patron. But critics point out that creating 200 pages of consistent, rule-based script would have been nearly impossible to fake in the 15th century. Others think it holds secret medical or alchemical knowledge, deliberately hidden from outsiders. The strange plants might represent herbs that no longer exist, or were drawn in code to protect trade secrets. If true, the Voynich could be a lost encyclopedia of forgotten cures. More imaginative theories suggest the manuscript came from beyond Earth, pointing to the alien-looking plants and unknown stars. While that might sound far-fetched, the lack of evidence for any human language has kept the idea alive in fringe circles. In recent decades, researchers have turned to computers and artificial intelligence. Some algorithms claim to find similarities with Hebrew, while others saw traces of Romance languages. But none of these results convinced the academic community. The manuscript still stands, untouched by our best technology. What makes the Voynich so haunting is not just its mystery, but what it represents. It's a book that proves not everything can be solved. Even in our modern age, where machines can translate ancient languages and scan the universe, one manuscript from the 1400s still laughs at us. Personally, I see it as a mirror of human curiosity. We desperately want the book to mean something: lost wisdom, secret science, or a message from the stars, because the alternative is too disappointing, that it might be nothing at all. But maybe its power lies in the not knowing. The Voynich Manuscript reminds us that mystery still exists, that some puzzles cannot be neatly tied up, and perhaps that's why it keeps pulling people back. Each generation wants to be the one that finally cracks the code. Today, the Voynich sits in Yale University's Beinecke Rare Book Library. Anyone can access high-resolution scans online, and thousands of people do every year. Each new reader hopes to see something others missed, to uncover the meaning behind the symbols. Yet the book remains silent. 600 years after its creation, we are no closer to understanding it than the day it was written, and maybe that's what makes it timeless. So what do you think? Is the Voynich Manuscript a treasure chest of forgotten knowledge, an elaborate medieval prank, or something else entirely? The answer may never come, but the mystery will live on. And as always, this is Midnight Journal. where history's shadows linger and the stories no one can explain still wait to be told.